Ukrainians were advancing through a drone-resistant network corridor, but they spotted the KVN ambush. Ukrainian armed forces soldiers stopped, got out of the vehicle, and began to flee, but Russian FPV drones sprang into action. One drone flew after the soldiers, another crashed into the vehicle. In one section of the front line, a Russian FPV drone flying in free mode encountered two Ukrainian soldiers hiding at the base of a tree. The soldier opened fire at close range, but was unsuccessful. On the other side of the front, Russian FPV drone operators detected numerous Ukrainian infantry units. Each attack was highly precise. At night, when there were no light sources, Ukrainian forces had no choice but to hear the buzzing of Russian drones. VT-40 FPV drones pursued Ukrainian infantry throughout the night.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
Footage showing how Russian fighters prevented enemy kamikaze UAVs from penetrating deep into Russian territory. The attack was intense, with more than 36 multi-purpose long-range kamikaze UAVs passing through their positions. The enemy began flying higher, reaching altitudes of over 300 meters to evade mobile fire groups. Hitting such a target with light weapons is difficult, but the soldiers manage it. Right there, alongside the gunners, are dedicated fighters and TOR systems. A tense shift.
Ну, у них запол... Есть.
О, ПЗРК. Давай, 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 убей! Блять! Молодцы, сука, красавчики, ёбаны! Красавцы! У-ху!
Russian helicopters destroyed the UAV control center in Bohuslavka using guided missiles. High-precision weapons were used to strike the UAV control center of Ukraine's 77th Separate Airborne Brigade. Destruction of one more wheeled self-propelled gun in the Kharkiv region using a fiber-optic drone. A drone operator attached to the 6th Army tracked enemy drone operators' positions right in the middle of a residential building in the Kupiansk direction. There is activity in Dnipropetrovsk. Ukrainians shot down one Goran UAV, and other Goran UAVs fell on residential buildings, while others are flying towards their targets. Drobyshevo direction. Russian reconnaissance drones detected a position belonging to Ukrainian forces. The coordinates were calculated. Then, munitions-carrying drones dropped numerous bombs at the entrance to the shelter. After the bombing ended, Ukrainian soldiers went outside to look for another safe place but couldn't find one. Finally, while they were among the trees, Russian drones returned. In the Belgorod region, Rosgvardia units shot down more than 100 light-armed UAVs, belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces in just 1 month. These included approximately 70 aircraft-type UAVs and more than 30 multi-rotor FPV UAVs. One day, a mass flight of enemy aircraft-type UAVs was recorded over various areas of the region. Mobile fire groups of the Russian Guards quickly moved to the likely flight routes of the UAVs. As a result of the effective work of the firefighting teams, more than 20 enemy UAVs were destroyed by light arms fire. After the UAVs were blown up outside residential areas, the wreckage was examined by sappers. Footage of the destruction of a building housing enemy UAVs in the Kupiansk direction. A guided missile destroyed the building. A Russian Su-34 destroyed a position of Ukrainian forces in Myrnorad with a FAB-3000 bomb. The 35th Army's attack on Ukrainian armed forces positions in Gulaipol. In addition to drones, artillery units also heavily struck Ukrainian positions. Images of the liberated village of Dvorichna in the Kharkiv region. Near Pokrovsk, the Swedish-made PBV-302 armored personnel carrier was completely destroyed thanks to a precision strike by Russian drone operators. The drone operator both destroyed the vehicle's engine and burned its interior. In the same direction, the YPR-765 armored personnel carrier was also destroyed. Footage of the destruction of a UAV control point of the Ukrainian armed forces. After reconnaissance units identified the UAV control position, the coordinates were transmitted to the strike units after precise calculations. Then, the work began. First, the UAV control bunker was hit. Then, the antennas controlling the UAVs were hit, destroying the position from all sides. Russian reconnaissance units quickly identified 3 mortar positions of the Ukrainian armed forces. Without delay, drone operators flew to the mortar positions in 3 different locations. The mortars were destroyed with a single strike. UAV operators of the 37th Separate Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade of the 36th Combined Arms Army destroyed an abandoned armored personnel carrier vehicle in the direction of South Donetsk. Such abandoned vehicles can be a trap. Therefore, their destruction is important for the security of the region. Russian soldiers shot down Ukraine's FPV drone seconds before the collision. The tense moments were captured on a helmet camera.
Нормально, командир?
Бля, нормально.
Надо уходить отсюда.
Нормально, нормально. Самура. Уходим.
Уходим.
Нормально. Так, слегка глушануло, ебать.
A bunker of the Ukrainian armed forces appeared in the direction of Zaporizhzhia. Then Russian attack FPV drones were activated, and the bunker was destroyed as a result of successive strikes. Soldiers of the Russian armed forces were on an ATV when they heard the Ukrainian attack drone and immediately got out of the vehicle and took aim. He managed to shoot down the drone with a single shot from his small arms. Sumy region. The Ukrainian armed forces were spotted at night, driving a Canadian-made Rochelle Senator armored vehicle. A hard blow was struck in the front part of the armored vehicle. The personnel quickly left the vehicle. In the daytime, another Russian attack drone arrived and finished off the armored vehicle. Kupiansk direction. The footage shows the bunker of the Ukrainian armed forces detected. Russian drone Molnya 2 destroys the position.
Или дай мне что-то.
Russian reconnaissance drone operators detected a bunker of 6 members of the Ukrainian armed forces. Then the attack FPV drones of the Dnipro-affiliated troops destroyed the bunker. South Donetsk direction. Attack units and reconnaissance teams from the Vostok group are on the move. During an attack on one of the houses in Fedorivka, a fighter affiliated with the armed forces of Ukraine opened fire from a window, prompting Russian operators to fly to the area to help the men and destroy the house. A group of Ukrainian infantrymen was spotted in the village of Pleshchevka and was moving towards the PVD. The Rubicon combat group struck the PVD with a KVN fiber optic drone. Target control was carried out by pilots from the 346th Special Forces Regiment. A Russian attack drone spotted a Ukrainian ground-based UAV during a reconnaissance mission. As it approached to strike the Ukrainian UAV, it spotted 3 Ukrainian soldiers hiding in a corner. The soldiers noticed the Russian drone and a chase ensued. Russian snipers in the Kharkiv direction disrupted the rotation of the Ukrainian armed forces. Near Soledar in Donetsk, snipers accurately hit targets at a distance of more than 1,800 meters.
Так вот второй вышел, да.
Выстрел. Есть. Один есть.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
Есть.
Russian drone operators struck the bunkers and temporary deployment positions of the 155th Ombre of the Ukrainian armed forces with drones capable of dropping ammunition. Here are the images of those moments. Near the village of Kondrashovka, a bunker where 6 personnel of the armed forces of Ukraine were sheltering was detected. A drone loaded with powerful ammunition then took action and hit the bunker. Kursk, Pokrovsko direction. VT-40 drones continue to work at night. The VT-40 is a Russian-developed FPV first-person view kamikaze drone named after Vladlen Tatarsky, a Russian war correspondent who died in 2023. It can carry about 1 kilogram of explosives, approximately 40,000 Russian rubles, as of 2023. With its low cost and high precision, the VT-40 has increased Russia's drone capacity and has emerged as an effective weapon system, especially against armored targets. Near a settlement in the direction of Sumy, Russian drone operators spotted a stuck Bradley. A series of FPV drone strikes destroyed the armored vehicle. The Bradley is now a pile of scrap. Russian VT-40 drone operators targeted the logistics of the Ukrainian armed forces overnight. A large number of pickup trucks were destroyed during the night attacks. In addition, armored vehicles were among the targets hit. Drone strikes took place during the landing of infantry in the forest belt. Don't forget to write your thoughts about fiber optic drones in the comments. Do you think drones could be the most powerful weapon of the future? What could be the new alternative weapon to this unexpected new weapon? Russian VT-40 drone operators targeted the logistics of the Ukrainian armed forces overnight. Several pickup trucks were destroyed during the night strikes. Armored vehicles were also among the targets hit. Drone strikes during infantry landing in the forest belt. Don't forget to leave your thoughts on fiber optic drones in the comments. Do you think drones could be the most powerful weapon of the future? What could be the new alternative weapon to this unexpected new weapon? A Russian fighter approached the bunker of the 113th Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces alone and precisely threw an explosive device, collapsing the structure. Dnipropetrovsk region. A reconnaissance drone belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces was detected in the air and destroyed by a fiber optic drone. Subsequently, the command center of the Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV Control Center was destroyed by Russian fiber optic drones.